You will age. I know it barely crosses your mind. You assume you'll handle it when the time comes. But you won't. None of us do. You don't arrive at old age prepared. You drift into it the way I did, unready for what your own body and your own life are about to turn into. I'm 85 years old. I spent 38 years working as a hospice nurse, watching people die. I've held more hands at the end than most people will ever shake. And nothing I saw in all those decades prepared me for what it feels like to be living on this side of it. So before you scroll past to something lighter, let me tell you what's ahead. Not to frighten you, but because I wish someone had warned me. The first hard truth is that your body literally gets smaller. Not symbolically, physically. I used to stand 5 feet 6 inches tall. I remember my wedding day, standing straight beside my husband, thinking how perfectly we fit together. Now I'm barely 5 feet 4. My spine has compressed. The cartilage between my vertebrae has thinned away. I've lost 2.5 inches of myself. And that's not something you'll ever find mentioned in a doctor's brochure. When your body shrinks, your presence does too. You occupy less space. You weigh less. You become easier to overlook, easier to push past, easier to forget was even there. Last Christmas, my grandson hugged me, and I felt like a bird in his arms. I used to be the one who held everyone else together. Now I feel like I might be carried off by the wind. Women lose more height than men. By 80, the average woman has lost 3 inches. 3 inches of who she once was, taken away slowly, millimeter by millimeter. And it isn't just height. My hands can't twist open jars anymore. I can't carry all my groceries in one trip. I used to lift patients, turn bodies, work 12-hour shifts. Now I'm short of breath just walking to the mailbox. Your body doesn't collapse all at once. It simply becomes less quietly, steadily, relentlessly. The second hard truth is that you become invisible, not just ignored unseen. At the pharmacy last month, I stood holding my prescription. A young man looked straight past me to help a woman who walked up behind me. I might as well have been a coat rack. 70% of women say they feel invisible as they age. 70%. The world eventually stops noticing you at all. You fade into the background. You become part of the scenery people step around. You become part of the scenery. You become old. Stay with me for the next part, where we talk about the ones we outlive. The third hard truth is that you outlive nearly everyone you love. My husband, Tommy, died 7 years ago. My closest friend, my brother, my neighbor, all gone. I am running out of people who remember who I used to be. I am becoming the final witness to my own life. No one tells women what widowhood is really like. Over 40% of women over 65 are widows. I was Tommy's wife for 56 years. I was his caregiver for the last 6 years, when Parkinson's took him piece by piece. I fed him, bathed him, held him when he no longer knew my name. When he died, I thought the worst part was finished. I was wrong. The worst part is every night afterward, reaching across the bed and finding nothing. Cooking meals for one. The silence in the kitchen that used to be full of laughter. It is a weight that never quite leaves you. The fourth hard truth is that fear of falling starts running your life. I fell in my kitchen in 2022, lost my balance reaching into a cabinet, hit the tile and broke my wrist. Do you know what it does to a person to be afraid of her own floor? Now I think about falling all the time. When I get out of bed, in the shower, on the porch steps getting the mail. Up to 70% of older adults who fall develop a fear of falling. And the cruelty of it, the fear itself makes you more likely to fall. You tense up. You restrict your movement. You stop trusting your own body. You become the fragile thing you are trying not to be. I used to dance with my husband in the kitchen. Now I shuffle through it with my hand on the counter. Stay tuned for part 3, where we talk about our children. The fifth hard truth is that your children become your caretakers. I raised 3 children, changed diapers, sat by sick beds, taught them to drive. Now they look at me with the same worried expression I used to see on families in a hospice ward. My son keeps mailing me pamphlets for assisted living. Do you know what it feels like to hear your children discussing you in the next room as if you're not there? To have your car keys taken away like you're a teenager? I spent my life being the strong one, the fixer, the caregiver. Now I'm the problem they're trying to solve. The sixth hard truth is the constant fear of being a burden. Nearly half of aging parents worry about this every day, every grocery trip, every appointment. Sometimes I catch myself thinking it might be easier for everyone if I weren't here at all. I don't mean I want to die. I mean I wish I didn't need so much. I spent decades telling patients they weren't burdens. I believed it then. It's harder to believe it now that I'm the one who needs help. The seventh hard truth is that loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about 3 a.m. when you can't sleep and there's no one in the house to tow. It's about eating dinner in silence with the TV on just to hear a voice. It's about the moment between turning off the lamp and falling asleep. A patient once told me, "The nights are so long now." I didn't understand until Tommy died. Now I do. The nights are very long.